Okay, and we are back with part 2 of Fantasy Sports with AR, the first episode. Sorry for the technical difficulties. My internet browser clicked out on I didn't even do anything. It just quit out. But the good news is if you want to see part 1, the first part of what we've been talking about, it did get published. So this is part 2. I am your host Anthony Remedios and I am here with special guest Chris Linney. So we were just in the middle of baseball predictions, talking about what we thought was going to happen going into the postseason, what we thought, and what we think now, as some of our predictions have changed. So we were talking about the ALCS. So I had Boston Houston in my bracket that I made here on Monday. I had Boston Houston, and I have Boston taking it to the World Series. Um, but it's gonna be a fun. That's gonna be a good one to see for sure. You got two great teams. A lot of upside to both teams. So, it's really gonna come down to the line. I think it's definitely not gonna be a sweep. My guess it'll probably go 6, maybe even 7 games. This might be a 7-game series. What do you think, Chris? Okay. Okay. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I've been saying the Red Sox for the last 2 months, so it's kind of hard for me to go away from that prediction now. I've been saying they're going to go all the way, take the dub this year, or victory royale, as some kids would like to say. Um, Anybody who plays Fortnite would understand that. Um, yeah, so I've been saying that for a while. It's hard for me to go away from that pick. Um, what about in the NLCS? I had Shoot, I'll let you go first. Agreed. Even though they have the trades, I don't have that same view. Yeah, I don't think they have the same. Um, okay, so for me, I had the Braves. As I stated earlier, I had the Braves being the Dodgers in the NLDS. That I just don't see. Again, we're in postseason baseball, but we're also in a best of 5 series, and the Dodgers are up 2-0. So that means the Braves have to win 3 straight, which is doable for a team. The Giants did it in what was it, 2012? They did that. Yeah, they did that in 2012. Okay. Okay. So, um, yeah, again, it can happen, but with I just don't think the Braves have that talent level. So I had the Brewers over the Braves going to the World Series when I made the bracket on Monday, but now it will probably be a Brewers Dodgers series. And that brings me to my World Series picks. For me, I have Red Sox Brewers. And whoever the Brewers have to play, whether it's the Astros or the Red Sox, which I'm saying Red Sox, it's it's going to be fun, and that is another one that has a high potential to go 7 games. It definitely will not be a sweep. Nobody wants to see a sweep in the World Series. When the Giants did that in 2012, yeah, that was our sweep year. Look, that was exciting, but I didn't feel the same excitement as I felt the year before when we did it the year before. Likewise, when we won in 2014, that was the best year. That's because that went 7 games. We love 7 game series in the postseason. Because if you're going 7 games in any postseason for any sport, be it hockey, baseball, basketball. Football is one game, so we're not even talking that. But talking baseball, basketball, hockey, you're going 7 games. That's how you know it's a pretty damn good matchup. You're really not gonna see two crappy teams go 7 games, let alone they won't even make it to the playoffs. My reference to that is a Padres Orioles series. um, but we love seriously though. We love 7 game series in sports. That's how you really know you got a good matchup going. So for me, I'm gonna go with the Red Sox here. What do you think? What's your World Series matchup, and who do you think will take the dub? Uh huh. Yeah. Yeah. Whoever makes, as I said in part one of the episode, and as I've been just saying in general, when I've been talking sports lately, look, this is an AL year. The NL just they don't have the talent. I'm not even talking these 5 teams that made it to the playoffs. I'm talking just overall as a whole with the across the whole NL, they just don't have that talent level. I don't have the exact interleague stats at the moment, but um, I just looking at the teams, yeah. And I'm not even talking about the All Star game. Forget it. The All Star game doesn't matter. It's just literally a fun game. It gives the it gives teams a break, um, especially for teams that have hard injury issues. Um, I remember Sanchez was on the DL for the Yankees right around that time. I forget who else, but that's also a time in which teams will get some critical injuries and they'll definitely want to use the downtime. Um, so, anyways, any last thoughts on the baseball postseason before we move on to football? All right, let me pull up football here. So that concludes it for the baseball predictions. Let me just go over Chris, why don't we just recap each of our picks, and then for those who may just be tuning in, I'm gonna read my picks based off of the bracket that I made on Monday. So for me, I'm actually gonna go back to Monday's games. I had for me, I had in the division tiebreakers, Brewers being the Cubs, Rockies being the Dodgers. Unfortunately, we only saw the Brewers pick coming correct. That brings us to the NL wild card. I had Rockies over the Cubs. In the AL, I had the A's over the Yankees. In the division series, I had Brewers over the Rockies, Braves over the Dodgers. And then in the AL, I had Red Sox over the A's, Astros over the Indians. Going to the division series, actually bringing me to the World Series matchup, I had that it would be a Red Sox Brewers World Series with the Red Sox taking it all. Chris, why don't you just do a quick recap of your picks? Really? You predicted them going that far? Wow. You said you didn't see the Cubs going that far. Okay. Okay. So those are our MLB predictions, folks. Um, we are going to take a short break here, and then we will be back. Hold on one second here. If I can figure this out. Hold on here. Alright. Hold on one second. Here we go.